If you want to know how to become a beautiful bronze sexy baddie this summer, this tutorial is for you. We are going to prime first. If you're oily, I recommend putting on the mattifying primer because you still gonna get the bronze look. However, just know that the oil's gonna help with the glow and all that. But if you dry, I recommend, you know, using a hydrating primer. And today I will be using the Vanessa Myricks Yummy Skin on the rest of my face. And my nose, I'm going to be using the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder because my nose is really oily. But I noticed that the rest of my face is a little dry right now. And I think it's because I haven't been putting on moisturizer before sunscreen. Another note on sunscreen, make sure that this summer y'all have the sunscreen on. Y'all have the sunscreen on because we will be outside and we do not want to burn ourselves. So I'm just gonna put the Yummy Skin and then I'm gonna blend it out with just a regular brush. You can also use your fingers, but I'm definitely a brush person. And the one thing I like about this product is how it leaves like a beautiful sheen. Like, I don't know if y'all can see it right now, but it just looks so healthy. Like, Yummy Skin, it is giving that Yummy Skin. It is definitely giving yummy. So yeah, I'm like, I don't know if y'all can see that, but I feel like it leaves such a beautiful sheen on the skin, like giving very much healthy. And after that, I'm going to go in with a skin tint. I highly recommend using a skin tint for the summer. If you don't have the coins for Miss Vanessa Myricks, I also use e.l.f. I used it like all of last summer and my skin looked absolutely great and fantastic. I have oily skin, but my skin was still looking good. It will really help you get that bronze look that you're striving for. So I highly recommend a skin tint, and I'm just gonna put that on my face and blend it out with a brush. You can use your fingers for the skin tint too, but I prefer brush. As I said, I'm a brush person, and I'm just gonna pat that in. Also, I recommend putting a light layer on your forehead. No makeup on your forehead for me is a bit insane, especially if you can see your forehead. If you are going out like boom and we can see your forehead, why are you not putting makeup on it? Like, it's gonna look weird as hell. So please, just a light layer at least on your forehead. And the other thing I really like about a skin tint is that it's really easy to blend. So if you're a beginner, like, I promise you, you low-key can't mess up this tutorial because the skin tint is not like a foundation where you can see the harsh, like, marks of demarcation. Like, I promise you, you will not mess this one up, babe. If you do, I don't know what to say. Like, I really don't. Brows, I use a brow tint, so I'm just gonna put that in my brows. So I go back and forth. I comb through my brows, rake it through, comb. And for any like missing spots, like this eyebrow has a missing tail, so I'm gonna just go in after I conceal the underneath part and add that in. So let me do that. Using my brow pencil on just one eyebrow, and I'm not really even gonna blend it because it's at the end. I'm gonna put in some brow gel, and my brow gel is Got To Be. I know that they have like this eyebrow thing, but I'm like, nah, y'all, just get this. This is $2. Like, and then the little tube on Amazon is probably like $6. Like, just get this, a spoolie, just rake it on the spoolie and then apply it. So now it is the bronze time. I might go in with medium 3 today because I do kind of want more of that dramatic bronze look. The brush that I use is the Real Techniques 450. This is the soft, like sculpt, contour, I don't even know. But anyways, I like to tap it in, and you can tap it on the back of your hand just to see like what it is, but I'm pretty confident, so I'm just like, I just look at my face, I look at the top of my ear, so just there, literally the top of my ear, basically where your hairline like stops, and then I go down, and I also stop basically like right at my eyebrow tail. I just stop there and I blend up, and we just applied it, so just don't worry too much right now about the blending. And I like to just tap and to re-up my brush. Right now it looks a little crazy, but I promise you. And for this, I like to take the tip of the brush and just blend it out, just swiping it to help blend it out and not have it as harsh. And then for the top, I like to tap. And don't worry right now, because like I said, we are going to blend this out, y'all. Like, trust, this is like, I think my middle name is blend by the amount of times I tell y'all to blend. We're gonna take our foundation brush and just blend that top line. So just tapping it, just tapping it. Any remnants of a line, just tap it out. And then since maybe on top of my cheekbone, I just like to just go in and use the entirety of the brush to blend it out. I like to first blend with this. So just tapping, and then I like to take the brush and go underneath, like this area, just go underneath, boom. Going back in just to help define certain areas more. And this is how it should look. You can definitely blend this more, but I like to have a little line right there, just my personal preference. Like, I like that. And if you want, you just go use the entirety of the brush, make sure that it's vertical, and just tap. Also make sure that you are putting it into your hairline, like you are pushing it back into the hairline so it doesn't have a mark of demarcation between your hairline and the contour. So for my nose, I like to use a flat eyeliner brush, just a regular old. I like to just coat one side completely. And then what I like to do is just create a line on my nose bridge up to my eyebrow. I like to blend it down so that when we blend it, it's just easier and more cohesive. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. And then underneath the nose, just make a little, just snuggle the tip, just snuggle it. I take this is a Real Techniques dupe, so I don't know, this is probably the concealer brush. And what I like to do is just tap, no swiping, let's tap, and then for the line that we made, to make it less harsh, you just tap on top of it. Do you see how already it just looks more diffused and not like as crazy and harsh? So I'm like, I just like to tap, and it still gives us that definition, but it's not as prominent and defined. So as you can see, this side versus this side, like right now, great. Okay, so for highlight, I like to use a concealer that's a little bit lighter. So I'm going to be using this one by Revlon. And what I like to do is take the concealer down the nose bridge to kind of help snuggle that contour we made. And then for the under eyes, I just go underneath. And then I'm going to take a little bit on the outer corner. What I like to use for my brush is this Bdellium Tools. Y'all, I've been talking about this, like I've talked about it like ever since I got it last summer. Like, this brush has been a game changer for me, and I love her. Like, I'm probably gonna buy another one, no cap, because it's just a really good concealing brush, no cap. I just really like it. So I love you, Bdellium Tools. So after that's like been drying down for a little bit, I take the brush and I tap. So I'm gonna start tapping right by my nose and my under eye, my inner corner, and I like to stretch my face to make sure that the lines under my eyes are getting concealer inside of them, because if you don't, then it's gonna crease. So by putting the concealer inside of your creases, you won't have creasing. See, right now it is creating that highlight for a contour, and there's this really harsh line, but I just, like I said, just go over it and you'll be fine and it looks great. And then I'm gonna go on the outer corner, and we didn't put anything in the middle because, like I said, you don't want to put on a lot of concealer. It's just like my personal choice and what I believe is best because the two sections are gonna meet in the middle anyways when you blend, so you don't have to put on a whole swipe, to be honest. And then to help blend the concealer and the contour more, I'm just gonna use my foundation brush and tap, and that's it. That's all you have to do. I like to wait for my concealer to crease. I don't like to go in immediately and set it. I just like for it to crease and then blend it again and then set it, because then, like I said, it'll help get into the creases so that later on it doesn't happen. So I'm just gonna do the other eye too. I'm gonna take this e.l.f. fluffy eye blender brush. I use this to set my under eye concealer. I like to take the Fit Me translucent powder to set my under eyes. I'm just gonna pat this on the entire brush, and we're not gonna go in. We're gonna tap it on the back of our hand just to, honestly, I like to set with like the least amount of powder possible. And then for the under eyes, like I said, if there's creasing, blend it out and then set it again. So I'm just gonna stretch my face, blend, and then immediately set. And I'm gonna set my eyebrows too. And then I'm gonna set the rest of my face with a big powder brush. Just go in and then back of the hand, and then just tap to set. And then don't forget the temples and your forehead. Please, I'm advocating for forehead makeup. It's time to bake, ladies and gentlemen and people. We're baking. So I like to take my Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder. I like to take it on the side and then on the tip, so that when we press it down, you can see, like right now, it basically already created that that line for your nose contour to pop. And then I like to take it down the side of my nose, and then just on the inner corner of my eyes. And then I'll do the top of my, what's that called? Like the top of my thing, a little bit under here. And then I'm tapping this in a little bit. And then for the nostrils, I don't like to bake. I'm just gonna blend that in. We have to powder contour. You could just leave it like this, but I personally like more. So I'm gonna take this Fit Me in 360 and this angled face brush. I got it. Yeah, I'm like this angled face brush. And I'm just gonna tap and build. And then if you need to blend it, I recommend using the powder brush and just going on top and tapping. And after we did that, I like to just highlight, just to have that more definition and just that highlight. So I take my powder and I go underneath and kind of just carve that out right there. I'm gonna tap in the rest of the areas, like I said, top, my lip, chin. I'm gonna tap this a little bit because I don't want to contour. I don't want to highlight there. I want to highlight just the underneath. I'm gonna wait for this to like bake and then we're gonna wipe it off. I like to wipe it off with the same brush I used to set, so I'm just gonna wipe that off and also tap it in. So I'm like, just wipe, and you see it really helps to really highlight that contour that we made. So I'm like, you can just wipe and tap it into. And then for my nose, you could just leave it like this, to be honest. I'm gonna take just this fan brush. I always use a fan brush. I like to press in and then go on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna just trace over the cream contour. So just go over it a little bit. If you don't like how it looks, just once again blend. I'm using the fluffy brush and I'm just swiping down the center of my nose, and also tapping if there's any like blending things I don't like. I actually like to just use a brown blush, like I guess a more neutral blush for looks like this. So the blush I'm using is called Sin by Shop Miss A. It helps to create this bronze look, in my opinion. We're gonna swipe the underneath. We're gonna swipe and pat. Yeah, if you want extra help for blending, I recommend using a powder that is the same color as your skin, in order to, like, maybe if you don't like how much definition it may, just press into the powder that's your skin and just go underneath. Blend this with this a little bit more. Highlight I'm gonna use is the Revlon Skin Light. I love this, it is absolutely gorgeous. So I like to use an angled brush and swipe down my nose. Just swipe down, and then also use my finger to help blend it. This is the one time I'll use my finger because the brush just doesn't compare. And then towards the top of my nose, I like to put extra highlight. It's not angled, it's just like a little tiny highlight brush. Make a circle on my nose, blend out, and do that. Oh no, my light died. Do that as many times as I want. And then also, finally, I like to do a little line and just kind of for like a button nose effect, just like a little line. And then top of my lip. Morphe Continuous Setting Spray just to help blend everything. After dousing my face in that, I'm gonna just wait. And that is it for the bronzed look, to be honest. Actually, no, it's not all it. Don't like me, I lied. We need to do the eyes, but my light died, and I low-key really want the light. And honestly, I just need a little break, so. Nothing is perfect. Despite me being a Virgo, nothing is perfect, so. Coat one side completely. This is